gosh.
Oh my God.
Is this your first podcast? Have you done a podcast before?
I've done a podcast before, but not like where it's this chill. It's typically like more set at a table, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but I like this already.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm hyped.
Okay, Jazz, what's up?
What's
up? Welcome to the Better Together podcast.
Welcome back.
This is my beautiful and awesome, fun, chill friend. What else? There's so many adjectives to say about you. But anyways, thanks for being on the podcast.
I'm so hyped to be here.
Jazz, dude, I did a lot of research.
Dude.
I'm very excited.
When I saw the notebook, I was like, that must not be my... Seb.
But I'm not doing it to be impressive.
You're like, I'm not trying to impress you, but
kind of.
I did my research.
No, honestly, because like I said before, I don't want to be in a podcast and be like, dude, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food or something like that?
The second you said it, I was like, purple. Purple is my favorite.
Is it really
your
favorite color?
Yeah.
What
I feel like yours might be red.
Yeah.
Or black.
It's
probably
red.
Black.
It's red and black.
Yeah, okay.
But black's not a color, apparently. It's like a shade or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know. That's what I was thinking as I said it. I was like, technically.
All right. Well, Jazz, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Better Together podcast. This is my friend Jazmine. Like I said before, you are a YouTuber.
True.
You're involved in fashion, recently involved in
True.
fashion, and you love the gym. You have a love-hate relationship with the gym, but mostly love. But most of all, I think what I've known about you is that you're a motivator. And I don't know if you see yourself as that, but I see you as a motivator because...
Really?
Yeah, I've watched a bunch of your videos. I'm like, dude, I am effing inspired right now.
Really?
Yeah, no joke.
Wow, I don't see myself that way.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. But you know what? No, I kind of get what you're saying because you know what? It's that I don't feel like I'm super motivational for myself, but I do push very hard to motivate other people and make them realize their potential. So I guess I could kind of see what you're saying.
Dude, I forgot. I was talking. I totally forgot to grab the mic. No, I'm just so I'm so excited about this because from watching your videos, every single video you teach people how to get their life together and you give them the tips to do it. And they're tips that you apply to yourself. Yeah. And so besides that, I want to get into that, but I want to first congratulate you on Hot Rose.
Thank you so much.
So what is, I don't know fashion, right?
Okay.
I don't know what a boutique is.
I feel like you're very stylish though.
Dude, no.
Yeah, when you got me outside, I was like, dude, he looks cool.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Very swaggy.
But I feel like you know fashion a lot better than I do. And I don't even know how this boutique thing works. I don't even know what a boutique is.
What?
Yeah, because I don't think guys shop at boutiques.
I think they do.
What is I guess the question.
Also, it's a boutique.
Boutique? You see, I said it wrong. I don't even know it.
I was like, the first time I won't say anything, and then you're like, a boutique. And I was like, wow, he's really putting emphasis on bow.
Dude, I told you, I don't know what the F it is. And so.
I guess you could say boutique. I say boutique.
Boutique?
Yeah, boo.
But how do you spell it? I don't know.
BOUTIQUE.
Okay. Perfect.
I was a spelling bee master.
Really?
In second grade.
Oh.
In my classroom.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a whole test. It was just in my class, but I was really proud.
I got a bow.
I think I made it second place actually. Yeah, you said bow. I mean it's fine.
Okay.
We're doing our best.
Anyways, this is what I want to ask you. So I want to ask you first, well, what is a boutique? Not that, just to let them know what a boutique is. How do you say it? Boutique? Okay. Boutique. What is that? But also, besides that, what was your inspiration behind Hot Rose? So kind of give an explanation of what you just launched.
Yeah. So a boutique is usually just a small business. It's a small fashion boutique. It's whatever, a jewelry boutique, fashion boutique, shoe boutique. It basically is just emphasizing that it's a smaller sort of, I can't even think of what.
A shop?
It's a small shop. And so mine is only online. It's not a brick and mortar, meaning there's an actual store that you can go to. It's all done out of my house. But yeah, Hot Rose, I've had the idea to do this for 4 years now. And I actually saved the Instagram shop Hot Rose 4 years ago. But I was always too scared to do anything about it. And I didn't know where to start. But I've always been into clothes. I wouldn't say I'm somebody that flips through Vogue magazines and, watches the runway shows. I like basic, simple pieces. I have a hard time finding pieces that make me happy, that last in a washing machine or, whatever the case is. And so I was like, what if I just did it myself? What if I just like tried and saw what happened if I did it myself? And so I did it, and I had a ton of help. Bria was
really,
Bria Via. That's her store, but yeah, she helped me with everything. She taught me everything about like where to get it, how to set up the Shopify, how to like market everything. She taught me in like 3 weeks. Yeah. And then Hot Rose, the name is a play on my name because my middle name is Rose. And then I was like,
dang.
I was like, Rose is already a pretty flower. What if I just like made it Hot Rose? It's fun, it's sophisticated, and it's not sophisticated. It's kind of badass. I was like, Hot Rose isn't really sophisticated, but it's like this badass logo, flame, rose on fire. I got sold on that image. It doesn't go really any deeper than that.
That's crazy. It reminds me of like a skater brand, like just like punk, like kind of like, like edgy and all that stuff.
I know.
Because you said you saved the Instagram handle like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Did you know it was going to be a boutique, or was it like something that was just in mind?
I knew it was going to be a boutique.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So within those 4 years, what do you think stopped you from? Oh
my gosh, so many things.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. What stopped you and what motivated you to start it this year? Okay,
so what stopped me is I knew I wanted to do it on my own. I didn't want to have management involved. I didn't want to have like a third-party investor. And when you're a content creator, especially coming from the fitness scene, so many of them have created their own brands, and so many of them have had $100,000 investment, and they have a whole team behind them, which is amazing. And it definitely makes it seem like a more, I guess, authentic experience, because it feels like you're actually like launching a legitimate website, and there's videos and all this marketing, and you've got a whole team, and there's just more money involved. So it's like an automatic success. But for me, I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, I can do this on my own. And my brother was also like, you can do this on your own. Because I was like, maybe. What if I just... And he's like, no. Yeah. Do it on your own. And prove to yourself that you can build something from the ground up without somebody supporting you through the whole thing. And that's really intimidating for me, because anything I've ever launched, I always do it with somebody else. Like, my merch is done with my management. Built Fierce, which was like a monthly subscription service I had with my ex. Still one of my great friends. That's why we went into business together. But, I always do it with somebody. And this I was truly doing alone, packing orders alone, picking pieces alone, shipping to everyone, and like creating the email list alone, building the website alone. It was just so scary. And that's truly what stopped me. I just think, and I'm happy I waited. It would have been great if I started 4 years ago, but I don't know how seriously I would have taken it.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like I was in a place where I would have just been kind of like, yeah, this is great, but like, am I going to put like passion? Am I going to put time into this? And then what motivated me to start was just, so many things. Well, one, I was finally realizing like that I had the budget to do it. Like I didn't do a crazy amount. I just did like a couple $1,000s from my savings account. And I think the pandemic opened so many doors for me, in the sense that I had so much free time. And I was like, dude, I'm sitting at home. I'm chilling.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm playing video games all day. Like, why not finally do this? We had just shut down Built Fierce, and I was like, dude, screw it. Like, let's just see what happens. No pressure. Start something small. Start it from the ground up. Just see what happens. And the first launch went really well, so I'm really happy.
What have you learned so far from this? Because it's been like a week, right? Yeah. What have you learned so far from initiating something that's so dear to your heart? Because obviously you waited 4 years to, install something into your life that is like precious to you. Yeah. And it's like your baby.
Right.
So what have you learned within this week that you're like, whoa?
Well, one, I'm capable of so much more than I thought. And I think, it's been... There's actually so much. One thing, not that it has to do with me particularly, but like when launching something, and especially when you're doing it on your own, like I'm really proud of what I did. And this took time, and this took money, and it took patience. And when I posted, I was so ready for backlash. I was so ready for people to be like, but what about this? And morally, I don't like this. And I was just ready for that.
Really?
Yeah. And I think, though, that because I did it on my own, there was a certain level of respect from everyone. They didn't expect the ultimate best from me. You know what I mean? And I think it made me realize that maybe I'm a little bit too hard on myself, and I expect to be retaliated on a lot. And just seeing everybody, when I uploaded my video, I think I got like 2 comments from people who were like, hey, first of all, really proud of you, really excited for you doing this. But in the future, I would love to see more size inclusivity. Or somebody else said, what's going to be the thing that makes you stand out? And that was the closest thing to criticism that I got. And I was expecting so much more.
Really?
I think there's so much pressure when you launch. I'm telling you, like, certain content creators, because of their partnerships, again, props to them, they're crushing it. But because of who they partner with and like the amount of money that goes into it, it's top tier. It's what they're releasing is top tier. And I was scared everyone would expect that from me. When in reality, I'm like, guys, I put like $4,000 into this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. And I also learned that at the end of the day, at least for myself, because whoever bought obviously knows me, and with anyone, if you are someone who's interested in starting a small business, the connection that you create is so important. So I took the time to like write a personal thank you note to everyone.
That's
I
so
included
sick.
like a little discount code for them. I hand packed all of the orders. And any comment that I got questioning anything or like any criticism I got, I took it all with ease. You know, I was like, oh, thank you. This means so much to me. And like in the future, please come back and let me know any other future thoughts that you have. So, gosh, yeah, I learned a lot. But I think the biggest thing is that I realized that I'm capable of much more than I thought.
Wow, dude. That is so sick. Dude, I love how you're just like a businesswoman. Like,
I'm trying to be.
Like, you're someone, that's one thing I've always admired about you. And I've always like, I'm not always, because we don't like DM each other every day. But I remember the reason I mentioned the businesswoman thing is because I wanted to actually talk to you about this. So I remember a long time ago, I watched a video of yours that was like 3K in a week. Like,
oh yeah.
And I DM'd you about it. And I was just like, what the F? I was like, how is she doing this? And so actually, I'm going to just ask you about it like right now. So going back to like, I feel like you take care of yourself so well. You put yourself as a number one priority, and you really, I don't know, you're very ambitious in everything that you do. And so even with the 3K, with Hot Rose and doing YouTube and doing the gym stuff, this is the next question I got. How do you find the energy? Let me rewind. How do you find the energy or motivation to cast your net so wide in everything?
Oh my gosh, my brother.
Really?
My brother. I will always, anytime anything comes to motivation and just pushing yourself and working hard, I swear to you, I would not be doing half the shit that I did if it weren't for my brother. Yeah, absolutely. There was a period when I made that video, I was... I'll just take you down the list of what my workflow was like. It's a lot simpler now because I'm putting so much energy into Hot Rose. But I had that main channel. I had my ASMR channel. On my main channel, I was doing 6 to 8 videos a month. ASMR was 8 videos a month. Gaming channel was 4 to 8 videos a month. Streaming on Twitch, I was trying to do 60 hours a month. I'm not done. I had Patreon where I was uploading 2 videos and then also doing custom videos, so another 10 videos on top of that. So I think in total I was doing like 30 videos a month on top of streaming on Twitch. And then obviously like brand deals and things and like just trying to have a social life and all of that.
Gosh.
It was very intense. And oh my gosh, and then I was also listing on Poshmark. I was going to the thrift store and like buying thrifted clothes and then reselling like marketable clothes, which apparently can be really questionable. I'm not doing it anymore. No one get mad at me. It was, I guess some people don't
just
like
hustling.
it. Dude, I was hustling, man.
Yeah.
Pandemic hit hard.
Wow.
And I could talk about the whole Goodwill thing another day, but yeah, I would 100% say my brother, anytime it's funny because I know the conversations I have with my brother, and he's usually the one that's like, come on, what are you doing? Like, work harder. And then I'm like, oh my God, he's right. I'm not working hard. And that's when I amplify it like 10 times more. I come from like a pretty rough background, nothing crazy. It's not like I dealt with abuse growing up, but I didn't have money growing up. And I remember my mom just always saying to me, like, I never want you to have to live paycheck to paycheck. I never want you to be like worried that you're not gonna be able to pay your bills. I remember having to go to check cashing places as a kid, and that was just like a normal thing, you know? And so I think my brother has instilled his motivation and his inspiration in me, because a lot of his drive also is, because of our mom. So I guess it's a mixture of them both, wanting to make sure that I make them both proud.
So is that motivation fear of not making money, or is that just like, because to a certain sense, 30 videos a week, that's insane.
That was a fear.
So how do you even where do you find time for yourself? What is a mind state? The state of mind, mind state. What is the state of?
Makes sense.
What is the state of mind for someone who's uploading that much in 1 month? What was your state of mind at that time?
Truthfully, it was fear.
Really?
I wasn't uploading like that at the beginning of the pandemic. Absolutely not. I think I was literally trying to be a jack of all trades because I was so scared that I was going to lose what I'd worked so hard to build. I was motivated too, though. It's not like it was just because I was like, I need to make money. It was like 50% I'm scared, 50%, but this could be really cool. You know what I mean? Like, this could be really cool if this takes off. So I have to burp.
Go for it.
So
burp.
Sorry.
Even burp on the microphone.
It's like not really. It's like kind of a gross burp though, because it's just air.
Who
it's
cares?
Like, it's like not.
I'll edit it out, dude. Don't worry. I'll edit it out.
It's already gone.
Oh.
It already came out.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's like came out the other way.
Sorry.
No, just kidding. Sorry, my
you
bad.
just hear like a tiny gust of air.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I am so sorry. What?
The question was your state of mind during all of that? Like, what?
Oh, right. Okay. So, yeah, definitely stress, definitely fear-induced, but also just trying to make sure that I kind of kept my relevance afloat.
Okay.
And then in terms of like how I kept time for myself or how I made time for myself, I don't really feel like I did.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I disappeared from the friend group for 2 years? Like, I was nowhere to be found. And then it got even worse in the middle of the pandemic. And like, I had no social life. The only thing I really made time for was my dogs, playing with them and taking them for a walk because I have to. But I didn't have a life. It was like I would wake up, but my sleep schedule was really fucked up. So I'd wake up at like 1 o'clock. But it didn't matter because I could do
1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, just
1
to confirm,
a.m.?
because I wake up at 7 a.m. You meant 1 p.m.?
Yeah. Like, wait, what?
Dude, yes, 1 p.m. I would wake up at like 1 p.m. I wouldn't get out of bed till like 2.
Okay.
But then I would film my videos. I'd go to the thrift store. I'd come home. I'd probably film another video. There were some videos that I was editing myself, and then I would stream on Twitch for like 6 hours and then film an ASMR video because I have to film those at nighttime. And then send that footage over, probably list some items on Poshmark or pack orders, take care of the dogs and all that, and then go to bed.
So
like,
what
that was
time
my
would
whole
you go
day.
to bed at?
Like 3 in the morning.
Oh my god.
3 or 4 in the morning. Sometimes I had mornings where I was up until 7.
Dude, yeah, because I remember
7.
watching like stories of yours where it's like pitch dark, and you're like talking about something within like 8 slides of like Instagram stories.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I'm just like, dude, how is she awake right now? You know? And
it's
so,
like 4 a.m. I'm just like pissed rambling about something.
Yeah, but still, like you weren't just talking about like being pissed. You were talking about like how you're dealing with your work, which I appreciate from your stories. Like, your stories are never like, I hate this thing, blah blah blah, I hate this. No, you'd be like, this is my problem right now, but this is how I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah.
And hopefully this story helps you. And I'd be like,
yeah,
dude, this is effing cool.
Yeah, that's always my goal. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't want to share ever, but I choose to share it because I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not making a difference for me to share it for myself. Like, for myself, am I technically being vulnerable? Am I opening myself up to criticism? Yes. But is it going to help others? Absolutely. Like, the other day, I literally just did this. I was feeling super bummed about my mom. For reference, my mom passed away. It'll be 10 years. And it hit me out of nowhere like a truck.
You had a super existential.
Yeah, existential crisis. And I started thinking about my mom, just like really morbid thoughts about like what she was thinking when she passed away. Just like deep, you know, just really sad. And after, I was like, I wonder if people are wondering why I posted this, because it's kind of random, right? Like, unless you're seeking attention, which I'm not. I'm not looking for people to message me and tell me like, hey, like, are you okay? I'm not looking for that. I think it's just an outlet. I took a nap. I woke up. I did an explanation as to why I did it. And it was because I was like, you know, do I want to share this? Not really, but it's an outlet for me temporarily to like feel like I'm getting my thoughts out somewhere.
It's like therapy.
Exactly. And on top of that, I'm like, I know that this is going to reach someone and help them. And I checked my message requests, and there was like dozens of messages from people who were like, it made me feel less alone, actually, in the long run. They were like, I lost my dad when I was 14, or, you know, I lost both my parents, and it's been 3 years, and I still am trying to get over it. Just so many messages where they were thanking me, but then they were helping me by making me feel less alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really impactful. So I just try to share those things, because even though I might think I'm not helping anyone, I quickly realize that I am.
Dude, 100%, 100%. What I've seen from your videos is that you don't look at YouTube or Instagram, and you don't look at your Instagram audience or your YouTube audience as an audience or fans, but as a community.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
You've created a community.
Yeah, I've never. It actually cringes me out to say my fans, because I'm like, no, they're like my friends. Like, they feel like my friends. Honestly, I recognize names in the comment section, and
same.
You know what I mean. Like, you see those regulars, and I couldn't call them fans, and not shaming anyone that does, but to me, I feel like I've created such a connection with them. So yeah, no, they are my friends, and they are people that, like, if once this pandemic is over, I actually had the idea right as we were going into the pandemic to host like just a brunch in Los Angeles.
Dude, yes.
And just invite whoever can come. Like, even if 3 people show up, I don't care.
Yeah, go
3
for
people,
it.
5 people, 20 people, I don't care. If I have to, however, if it's more than I can seat, then we might need to reschedule and I'll rent out more tables or something. But yeah, and just sit down and talk to them. Because, you know, when I was with Gymshark a long time ago, I was one of their first female athletes, and they would fly us to the UK and Australia, and we'd go and do these meet and greets. And I would always get in trouble because I talked to them for too long.
No way.
Yeah, they'd be like, Jazz, you gotta like speed it up. And they'd say it to them, and I'm like, it's my fault. Like, I won't shut the fuck up, and I'm sorry. Because I'm like, oh, so what do you do? Like, how long have you been doing it? How did you find me? Like, what's your story? I care about what they have to say, because they're real people. They're not just an audience. They're not just a number.
And they're investing into you.
They're taking time out of their day to watch me. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Dude,
exactly.
That is so sick.
But I'm also, I also like forget that I even have a following. So I'm like, when people like, you know, are like, Jazmine, oh my God, I love you so much. I'd love to get to meet you. I'm like, why? I'm like, why? I mean, thank you, but like, what do you mean? So I forget that aspect a lot.
But to a certain sense, I feel like, because from watching your videos and seeing your stories, you've created this like big sister like sense.
Trying.
Like, if there was like Tony Robbins, you'd be like the female version of Tony Robbins. No joke. Like, I was like I said before, I watch your videos, you have like simple steps, but you're always encouraging your viewers, and you're making it like really personal. Yeah. And so I want to talk about this because within an industry like YouTube or Instagram that involves a lot of entertainment, what is the driving force that encourages you to be so real and so honest with yourself and your viewers?
I think I couldn't imagine being any other way. I think it's just my personality. I've seen and I've heard stories of people where they're just like, oh yeah, you know, I watched this person and then I met them and they were completely different. And I was just like, well, that sucks. Imagine you watch someone, you look up to them, you learn so much from them, and then you find out that they're a narcissist, or that they're like condescending, or, you know, full of themselves, arrogant. I would hate to be in that category. I think, to me, I've always treated the camera, and this is going to sound so fucking weird, but I pretend that the camera has a face, so that I feel like I'm talking to a friend. Yeah. Because that makes you, one, more natural.
It makes me feel, I watch your videos and I feel it.
Really?
I feel it. Like, I feel like you're talking to me.
That's
no joke.
how I want it to feel. I'm so glad it comes across that way. And when people say that, I'm like, thank God, because I really work hard to make sure that they feel like the only thing getting in the way is a screen. That's it. But other than that, we're together. We're communicating. I might not be able to hear you, but we are communicating. And I've always been a bit of an open book, and I feel like almost, this is so weird to say. I've never thought about this. I'm like, I've never thought about why I'm genuine online.
Not online, on both sides.
Yeah, right. I try to carry over my personality, you know, from face to face onto my videos, but I think that's exactly it. Is I'm just like, the more real I am, the more people are going to feel like they're understood, because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. We all probably have some sort of fucking mental disorder at this point. It's so common now. Stress and anxiety are so real, and depression is so real.
Yes.
So I remember the first time I talked about my depression, I did a video on it, and I was so scared. I thought people were going to be like, this is so dramatic and da-da-da. I received the positivity. So I actually would have to say that my audience has helped be a part of me continuing to be more raw and authentic, because they're so encouraging, and they're so, like I said, when I put up those Instagram stories about my mom, making me feel heard as well by saying like, hey, I want you to know that this message really helped me. This is my story. Here's something that I found that might help you. It's like that support system is unlike anything that I've ever been able to create ever in my entire life. And I'm like, gosh, the least I can do is be honest with them and be real with them and let them know the things that goes on in my head, and just share everything. And and you do get the people that take advantage of that and leave awful comments and say awful things and use that to their advantage to try and tear me down. But the positivity outweighs one troll's comment tenfold.
Damn,
you know?
That's crazy. I actually want to ask you this. As a creator, how do you amplify the positivity with the negative? Because I feel a lot of the times, whether I create something, I see a dislike, or I see someone shut me down somewhere in something I'm passionate about or I'm being vulnerable in. How do you, and I feel like from what I've seen, you hold yourself really, really well. I mean, you are somebody who's so honest, so like down to earth. You always open up about X, Y, and Z, and I really appreciate that. How do you amplify on the positive, whether it's creativity, on what you're passionate about? How do you amplify that and concentrate on that when there are people that are pulling you down here or there, or, you know, saying bad things or whatever? What have you done?
I'll be honest. When I first got involved on social media, I found a thread. There's a website called Guru Gossip.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I haven't checked this website now for like 2 years, but I used to be, maybe even a year and a half. I refuse to go on there now. And I found a thread. All just, oh my God, the meanest things you could say about someone, about their body, about their personality, about why relationships don't work out. I mean, and it was just me. You know, like on this website, there's threads on a bunch of different people, but I think they were like, and then they always title the thread something just real mean. Like,
really?
Oh, it's awful. It's so bad. Yeah. And I used to check that. And I remember the first time I found it, I cried because I couldn't believe that was a thing, you know, like I had 18,000 subscribers or something like that. Like I'm just
at 18K.
Yeah. Like cause the fitness community, there's a lot of fitness people on that website. And it was so hard. And fitness is probably one of the most brutal industries with hate. Beauty and fitness, I would say, are the ones where the fans can be the meanest. Well, they're not. Would you even call them fans?
I don't know. I
no,
feel like
probably
it's just
not.
Like there's certain pockets of the community, I would say.
I'm like, are they fans?
I don't know.
I mean, nah, they're kind of fans if they're talking about you. They're kind
Dude,
of fans.
If you got your name out there.
I'm not talking about my people, but I'll call them fans. They're my fans.
They're spending energy and time talking about you.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
So they're mean though, and then there's like the one person who's like, oh, I think Jazmine is really nice and I like her content. Mm-hmm. And I remember this is when I was like, I'm not checking this page anymore. Someone said like, oh, you know, I don't think this about Jazmine, whatever. And then all these people were like, oh, this is clearly Jazmine. I'm like, you really think I'm gonna take time out of my day? Like I'm already taking time out of my day to read this, but you think I'm gonna take time out of my day to make an account and boost myself up? Like, no, buddy, I don't care that much. So experiencing that and the crying and the depression and the tearing myself to shreds was like such a huge learning lesson. And I think after doing it for so many years, I just kind of realized like, hey, if these people are saying these things, and it's the thing that we always hear, but like, how happy are they really in their own lives? If they're taking time out of their day to shut you down, make you feel bad about yourself, even if they're not doing it directly to you and they're going to a third-party website, they can't be that happy with themselves. Like there has to be some internal turmoil that they're experiencing to need to tear someone down so badly. And so it eventually got to a place where I was like, I actually kind of feel bad for them. Mm-hmm. And like, if slandering my name brings you some peace of mind for even 10 minutes, then do it. Like, fine, whatever. Like, get your peace of mind. Yeah. Now, there are certain things where it's crossing a line, like bringing my mother into it. There's people that have done that. And that is still something that I hate. Yeah. I despise. It doesn't make me mad. I'm more so just like, God, you're sick. You have to be sick to like people use that. Oh, people have said like when the whole elections was going on and I was posting about, you know, how happy I was. Somebody, I don't know if you saw it on my story, but somebody said about my mom.
I remember you talking about someone saying something bad about your mom.
Yeah, someone said like they I don't even remember what they said about me. They tore me to shreds, which I didn't even care, but then they said, and your mom is dead in the ground where she belongs. Like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Lifeless, whatever. And I was like, whoa, like roast me all you want, but like, come on, like what, where does that become acceptable? So I think, but even in that situation, how unhappy must they be in their lives? What type of person would say something like that? Yeah. And so I think, for example, like I launched my merch, which, says better than yesterday or choosing to be better. Which is great. Yeah. I know when I realized yours is better together, I was like, oh my God. Look at that. No, I like it. Better is such a good word. Yes. And so I think what I try to do is focus on things like that. Try to bring the positivity back into it, because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, whether you have a following or not, you're going to experience people who are going to talk shit to you, make you feel bad about yourself. And all you can focus on is being better than yesterday or choosing to be better, because like, why give them any energy, you know? Yeah. And
so how do you handle in those moments when you do get those comments? What do you do? Like, is there a process? Is there is the mentality of just knowing that they're in a bad place? Is that what stops you from even investing in that bad energy? Or do you just like have pity on them?
No, yeah. Most of the time I read what they say and I'll just delete it. Wow. I just delete it, because at the end of the day, I'm like, I did acknowledge that guy and that I do regret even giving him the time of day. But in all other situations, I typically just delete and block. Wow. It costs nothing to delete and block. Like, perfect. If you're being mean, delete and block. Like, that's the method.
That should be life in general.
Literally delete and block. Like, because I can sit and read the comment. I can try and talk to them, but like, for what? Yeah. I don't want to give you time out of my day. You're already being mean. Like, you're clearly already in a negative space. You woke up and chose violence. Have you seen that tweet?
Yeah, and there's like, and also even like, why, if they're already set on a mindset that's so negative, why take the time to change their mindset?
I'm not gonna. I like, at the end of the day, I hope someone does, but that's not my job. Damn. I'm not gonna be the person. At the end of the day, you're being mean. I don't want to interact with this. Like, I don't want you to ruin whatever day I'm having. So delete and block. See ya. Like, I don't have time for it.
Amen. Delete and block. I'm tweeting that.
At the end of the day, that makes them almost even more mad, because they're like, wait, I was hoping to get a reaction, but instead they're just like, I can't view your profile anymore.
Dude, I get ya. I was like talking to Kian today, and he likes to post certain jokes on me that like trigger me, and like I've gotten to the point where
I feel like you guys do that to each other.
Oh, 100%.
You guys are so funny.
I don't do it as much to him. He does it to me all the time. And he said today, he's like, you don't react to my jokes anymore. Like, you don't react to triggering. You don't get triggered anymore. I was like, dude, I'm so used to it. I don't even feel like giving you the energy, because I get so wasted. Funny.
You're just like, all right, Kian. He's like, wait.
It's like, why is this not working? He literally is like, I'm bored of doing this. I got to find something else. But that's why I love your mentality, because it's so true. Even, like, you're living it out. You know, I say this multiple times, but, and there's been stories that you've told me where you've really pulled through on situations where you really got effed over.
Yeah.
And
and I know what you're talking about.
Dude, and just seeing how you've just been like, no, like, I know who I am. I know my goal. I know everything will turn out right. Yes, I feel crappy at the moment, but I'm going to push forward.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like every day I feel superb and I just wake up with a smile on my face. Like, oh, I have so many days, especially during the holidays, where I beat myself up and I just get super down. And I give myself that time. I'll sit in bed. I'll watch Netflix. Like, because people are always like, oh, how do you push through those? Yeah. Like, how do you get through that? And I'm like, I get through it. I don't force myself to do
the answer.
Yes, exactly. Like, if I'm feeling sad and I want to take a nap, I'm going to feel sad and I'm going to take a nap, and I'll probably feel better when I wake up. If I, if I wake up and I'm feeling sad, I'll sit on my phone and play Best Fiends. This is not sponsored. I'm just obsessed with the game. I'm like on level 950. Best Fiends, hit us both up.
Please, I'm broke.
Please, literally both
I'm rich in the spirit and in money, in financials.
I love that. Yeah. Wait, you just did
corrected myself?
Well, you corrected yourself, but you also just did like a positive affirmation. Like you took the negative affirmation and made it positive.
Well, yeah, I have to.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Because subconsciously, if
that
I'm
was
saying
so
that,
good. I've never seen anyone like I do that, but I've never seen anyone else do it.
Oh, dude, I need to do it all the time. And
that was
I think
so
it's my
good.
dad, dude.
You have to do that.
Yeah, it's like so important.
The universe listens to what we say, and we get what we give back. And so when you say, "I'm broke," the universe is like, all right, you're broke.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Withdraw the money. But then you were like, JK, I'm rich. And they were like, oh, he's rich. Deposit the money.
So preach, dude.
Yes.
Preach.
Hearing you say it, I was like, oh, let's go, Seb. I love to hear that.
That's so good. So you recently posted a video about talking about self-love. And this speaks to not just your girl audience, it speaks to guys too. So I want to ask you, what started your self-love journey? And what was the moment or thing that awakened or triggered that journey for you to start that journey?
Yeah, honestly, I think the pandemic, again, like as much as this pandemic has sucked for us and so many people, there has been some positive things that have come from it. Sitting at home gives you a lot of time to think, a lot of time to think. And I had more time I would always talk about like positive affirmations and journaling and therapy, but I would only make time for one of them. And it was working-ish, it was doing something, but I feel like I wasn't putting enough effort into it. But sitting at home so much, I was like, oh, I'm being even meaner to myself. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the lack of time and then not seeing maybe the growth that I wanted to see or whatever, I was beating myself up. And so I just started looking, like, I think it started with me Googling how to be happier.
Wow.
Yeah, like how to be happier with yourself, how to stop being mean to yourself. I just spent one night Googling because I was like, there has to be an answer. Yeah. Like there has to be something. And every website, blog article led me to something different. People were like, journal, go back to therapy, listen to positive affirmations before you go to bed at night, wake up and write down 5 things that you're looking forward to or that you're grateful for. And so I got the 5-minute journal, and that thing has been really great. I'm not using it as often now because I just keep forgetting. I wake up and I go. But one of the challenges was to write in it every day for 2 weeks, and I did that. And it changes the way you view yourself. And once you kind of start that, it's kind of like a tidal wave, like it just takes over, it's a snowball effect. That's what I was trying to say. You start one thing and you're like, oh, I'm addicted to like this 5-minute journal thing. I like how this makes me feel in the morning. And then you're like, oh, I wrote down everything in my planner. Like, you know what? Maybe if I finish by 6 o'clock, I can give myself a nice bath and just soak in some water and listen to some like meditation music or some positive affirmations. Yeah. And then it's just like, it's a ripple effect. It just keeps going. And so I think it just started, and I didn't know how to stop, and I didn't want to stop, and so I'm still on the journey. Like I'm not. I don't think anyone.
Like I got there.
Yeah, I
reached it. I know the answers.
Euphoria.
But the euphoria, like I really love how you've just like pushed through, and you're just like, in a certain sense, what I'm trying to say, it seems like you've built habits. Do you think it takes time to realize what makes you happy? And know what habits are making you happy and like for you, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it can be easy to, at least like in terms of just regular hobbies and stuff, sure, you can figure those things out pretty quickly. But in terms of like what's going to work for you, is that what you mean? Like what?
Yeah, like have you ever had habits that you thought at the moment were making you happy, but then all of a sudden you were searching to be happy and you found these new habits? Did you see a difference within old and new habits?
Yeah. I think the thing is, a lot of my habits that I thought would make me happy before were around my image. So to me, I was like, well, if you wake up early in the morning and you have your coffee and you have a super healthy breakfast and you go to the gym for 2 hours and then you go for a run, you're going to be happy. Yeah. And it's like, sure, are you working on your health? Absolutely. But is that the end all answer to self-love and happiness? Not really. Especially for someone like myself, I became more focused on my body image and how I wasn't getting results versus actual internal happiness. Yeah. My idea of happiness was artificial and it was image based, and then And again, nothing wrong with, I know you just were waking up at 7 a.m., but you weren't doing that because you thought it would take you on the route to self-love. You just are passionate about your fitness and your health and being great at soccer. Totally different thing, right? And so you wouldn't do that and be like, this is going to help me love myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different, it's a part of it. It's a percentage of it, but there's so many other things that go into it. And so those were the things that I was like, okay, maybe instead of waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, or for me, because I had my phase where I was waking up at 6, I was like, instead of waking up at 6 and having, 2 egg whites and a slice of turkey bacon with coffee and going to the gym, instead I'll wake up at 9.
How was that process of changing from 6 to 9 and be okay with that? Like, how are you okay with switching from 6 to 9? Because in the beginning stages, you're probably like, dude, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, this other thing is what's supposed to be giving me happiness. What gave you the okay to feel good at 9, waking up at 9?
Because I wasn't enjoying it.
Okay.
I just wasn't enjoying waking up at that time. I wasn't enjoying the food that I was eating. I wasn't enjoying working out that early. I was getting tired earlier in the day, which was I was needing to take naps.
Yeah.
I was like, this just isn't working for me. And my body is telling me it's not working for me.
Wow.
And so I was like, dude, screw this then. I'm going to wake up at 8. I'll start at 8. And then I was like, no, we'll do 9. 9 o'clock is perfect. And it's still early. You still get to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Instead of forcing myself to eat a super light breakfast, I eat what I want to eat. I take my 10 minutes before I start, if I'm being diligent about it, to write in my 5-minute journal.
Let's go.
I usually will sit down and light a candle. I tried to do this once a week. I'll light a candle, set my intentions for the week, and I let it burn out for the entire week.
No way.
Yeah, and I'll meditate on it every morning. I did that with my last candle. It just burned out a couple days ago.
You just have it burning all 24/7?
Yeah.
You're not afraid what if a fire happens?
I'm so afraid. But they say that the best thing to do, I have it in a cereal bowl with water, so that if it does get too hot and it does start to burn, the water just takes it out.
Really? Dang. You've got it. You really searched this.
Got this on lock.
Dang.
Yeah. So, and for me, another thing that really resonates with me is crystals. I love crystals. I love meditating. I love positive affirmations. I don't know for sure if it's actually working. Could it all be hocus pocus? Yeah. It
could be.
Maybe. But does it make me happy? 1,000%. And that's all that matters.
Dude,
that's literally it.
Let's go. I have a cactus on my desk over there. It's like a mini cactus. And a friend of mine, he recommended it because he says that a lot of us, when we go work out, we're releasing toxins that are bad for us. That's why I work out, because whether you're working out, you're going to the bathroom,
Seb
whatever.
is like a fit god. This guy's like,
no.
Today he's like, hey, can we do the podcast a little bit later? I'm going to Irvine so that I could go play soccer. I'm like,
and Irvine, to let you guys know, is effing an hour away,
dude. Far.
But
he's like, yeah, we're going at 8 in the morning. Just going to go play. I was like, what? I would never.
We played for 3 hours today.
What?
Yeah. I'm sore, but I feel good. I love feeling sore. I don't know about you.
Seb, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks. Appreciate it. But we're talking about you. We're celebrating you and who you are and everything like that.
This is my podcast now.
Yeah, this is your podcast. We're not talking about me. Sorry about that. But even I love what you're doing with yourself, because you're so aware of your emotions. And I feel a lot of the times, what I appreciate the most out of your videos and everything you've done is that you teach people to be self-aware about themselves and their emotions, because a lot of the times, I think we're lucky to be in a good group of friends where
for sure,
everyone is encouraging each other. Everyone's asking, hey, how are you? How are you doing with this? Can I talk to you about X, Y, and Z, whatever. But a lot of other communities people don't have that.
Oh, for sure. And that's one thing I do want to say is getting back into being around everyone, because I was gone for so long due to my own social anxieties and things. But someone like Franny, for example, has been such a saving grace to me, because she's one of the most maternal people I've ever met, where she's just like, hey, what are you doing today? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to talk about anything? How are you feeling?
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dang,
And
let's go, Franny.
On Thanksgiving, I wasn't going to do anything. I had no plans. And she thought I was going to be home with family. So she texted me that day. She's like, what are your plans today? I just want to say I'm thankful for you. I was like, oh, nothing. I'm staying home. She's like, absolutely not. You're going to come hang out with me. I'm not letting you just be at home all day.
Wow.
So some people like that, I've been so grateful for the friendship that's growing with her, because we were already great friends before, but it's so different now. And I feel like everyone deserves to have people like that. I have people in my life that just check in and we just say hey, just want to say I love you.
Yeah.
Just want you to know you're loved.
Yeah.
Just want to see how your day's going. Just want you to know that you're appreciated, that you're needed. Yeah. I have 4 friends that I have a revolving cycle.
Go.
And that is that's what I'm saying. All these little things add up to the percentage of making you feel whole and making you feel love for yourself.
Let's
you know,
go.
it does come. There are external sources that help. You know, so yeah.
Wow, Jazz,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
It has been amazing, Seb.
Okay, I want to just talk about this
Do
because you
it.
yelled at me last time, but I really just want to know.
I yelled at you.
Well, you yelled at Ken and I, and then you
Oh God.
then you jumped in front of the TV.
Oh my God.
But I just want to know. Okay, so you do. Okay, how do you do? Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. All right.
Do it.
You do ASMR.
I do.
Okay, just how did you find that? How do you find the confidence to be in something like that and just like, you know, well, to let people know, what is ASMR?
Yeah, I'm like, let me give you some background.
Yeah.
So ASMR stands for autosensory meridian response, and it's essentially the feeling you get when someone whispers in your ear and it sends tingles down your spine, or when your hair is being played with and you get tingles. It's tingles. It's just tinglies in your body, and
Feels good.
It feels great, and not everyone gets it, but ASMR became popular because it helped people fall asleep at night. But it also became popular because the videos are fucking weird. Like if you watch it, you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Because you just see someone super close to the mic and they're just like, hi guys, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I hear it. What the heck?
So you're just like whispering, you know, it's like this weird thing. And I loved ASMR. ASMR, and it sucks because it's becoming sexualized, which, like, by all means, do whatever you want with your content. But for people that are really into ASMR for depression and anxiety, sexualized content is not what we're going for.
It's not what you're striving for
at all. And so then you, as a result, because they're getting used to growing this sexual audience, then they find you and they're like, oh, show your boobies. And it's like, that's not what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So it was super weird. And I was really embarrassed when I first started it because it's super niche. I was like, no one's ever going to love me. No one's ever going to want to date me. They're going to be like, this girl whispers to her microphone at night and touches the camera lens. Oh, I was so in my head about it. And then I realized that I was growing yet again a completely new audience, which they're so different from any of my other audiences. They're like the purest people you'll ever interact with. They're just so kind.
What the?
Oh, they're so nice. And I realized that I was helping people, you know, when I had my Patreon and I had people paying for custom ASMR videos, everyone thought that I was doing like an OnlyFans style thing, but it wasn't. I was like, hey, this all has to be safe for work. It has to be a video I'd be comfortable uploading on my channel. But it's custom for you because I'll say your name or whatever. Yeah. And a lot of them, when they messaged me, were just like, hey, you know, I'm doing this because I have a hard time falling asleep at night, or I have PTSD, and your videos have been the one thing that's able to put me to sleep at night.
Wow.
And so I was like, this is important. Like, this is good work. And this makes me feel good, like, to know that I'm helping people. And so I think at the beginning, it was definitely embarrassing and intimidating. It's kind of like when you start a YouTube channel in high school and then everyone at school finds out about it and you're like, yeah.
Or you're like vlogging in public and you're just like, for the first time ever.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
But even worse because it's ASMR. because it's ASMR and it's such a, like the other day I was hanging out with Kian and he was like, I don't know how ASMR came up, and he was like, no. I was like, stop.
Really?
You're not going to make me feel bad about it. He's like, we're not talking about the ASMR. I was like, I hate you. So, like, because there are some people that are just like, I don't get it. He wasn't like, obviously, he wasn't being mean. He was just
just joking around.
He's being Kian.
Yeah, he's being Kian.
Yeah, but I've had so many friends do that, and I don't take offense. They're like, some of my friends are like, "Oh my god, love you, so proud of you," but like, I cannot listen to that. I hate the sound. Like, I hate what ASMR does. I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. Like, now I just don't care. But today, you saying that made me laugh because while I was doing my makeup and getting ready, I uploaded a video today
for ASMR.
Yeah,
let's go.
And it's me. It's so funny because like in the community it makes sense, but to say to people who don't listen to ASMR, it's
spit it out. I want to hear.
I ordered food from Denny's, like Thanksgiving dinner from Denny's, and I just sat at my table and ate it and talked like as if I was having dinner with.
Really?
Well, like I wasn't
but you're whispering as you're talking.
Yeah,
right?
I was whispering, but it's not like I was saying like, "Oh, what did you do today?" and waiting for the response. It was more so like I was just talking as if there was. It was like a mukbang, but ASMR. And I was just like sitting and feasting, and then the whole video shot out of focus. And so I was like, I'm not going to post it. But then they were saying, no, post it. Because
it's just audio.
Yeah, right. And so I was like, okay. But then I was watching the video to like see what the experience was like for the viewers. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like the video's blurred. Like I'm whispering and you just hear mouth sounds of me like eating turkey and like mashed potatoes.
So what is your mind going through when you're shooting those videos? You're like, what the F am I doing? Or are you just like, no, I'm used to this.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. It's when I'm watching it that I'm like, God, if anyone watches this, they're going to be like, what the hell is going on here?
Dang.
Like what? But for me, when I'm filming it, oh my God, it's so fun because I know I'm good at it. And I know that I'm helping people. Like there's genuine confidence when I say that. I have no problem being confident saying that.
Wow.
But
so good.
But when it comes to... Even David Alvarez really loves ASMR, and he has fallen asleep to my ASMR videos.
No way. Sorry, David. If we put you on blast, I'm so sorry.
David was like, dude, these videos are legit. Like these are so good.
They're good. I watched some.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched some, and I was like, this is like.
If you're into ASMR, I'm flattered if you enjoy them.
I just have mad respect for you doing it because, you know, like you said, there's people that are like, I don't get it. It's weird. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, like why not be yourself at the end of the day? That's just my biggest takeaway from everything in life is like, sorry, I know it's kind of random, but like with ASMR too, like there are people that probably would want to do it, but they're too embarrassed because they're like, what are people going to think of me? But it's like, dude, why not just be yourself?
You got one life. Literally,
you have one life to make a lasting impression, whether it's on others, whether it's on your family, whether it's just on yourself and your spirit. Why not?
Dude, she's speaking life. She was looking at the camera and she was speaking straight to you. Straight facts, dude.
That's a message for you. Like, why freaking not?
Dude, you got me hyped.
Dude, you should be hyped.
Bro, I'm hyped.
We're all capable of anything.
My hands are sweating. I'm so hyped.
My hands are sweating.
Dude, honestly, I just want to say, well, thank you for being on this.
Of course.
It's been absolutely so much fun talking to you. Like, no joke. I'm not saying it because, like, I'm trying to make guests feel good or anything like that, but literally because I'm so hyped right now. I want to do an ASMR
Seb,
video
I know
right now.
that you're genuine because just to talk on you for a second.
I hate words of affirmation.
I know. I just want to say, like, I've been around Seb plenty of times now, and him and I have ran into each other in random moments, like when the earthquake was happening.
Oh yeah.
and he like gave me a whole life advice. He's like, go get this and this and this.
Yeah.
Seb will sit here and tell everyone that they're amazing, but at the end of the day, you are also amazing. Props to Seb, dude. You're always like the way he is on the podcast. I was like, oh, are you on the phone?
just turned off my thing. I just shut it off. I just wait for you to stop moving your mouth. Sorry.
Then you turn it back up. You're like, thank you, Jazmine, for being on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but Seb has, like, it's important for you guys to know that the person he shows you guys in videos and like in these podcasts, this is Seb. Like, he's not playing it up at all. He's genuinely just, because you've said this off camera where you're just like, I'm hyped, dude. You are, and like, that's who you are, and you're being genuine.
Yeah.
Like,
ditto, dude. Ditto. Well, anyways, Jazz, thanks for being on the Better Together podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I want to like shake your hands. I don't know why.
Hey, it's been an honor.
Dude, it's been great. Well, anyways, Jazz, where can they check you out? Where can they do everything?
Jazmine Garcia TV for YouTube and Jazmine Garcia on Instagram.
That's what's all. All right. Well, Jazz, I'll see you later. Peace.
Bye.